This episode is brought to you by Friends of Fiction and viewers like you. Thank you.
And I say, hey!
Arthur is in the middle of a Mad Max when DW comes in full fury. She arrests Arthur in the middle of the race and locks him up without a trial. Arthur says DW sometimes gets carried away, which is like saying Hitler once got carried away in Poland. DW is at the library, where a firefighter is giving a speech about safety. The firefighter gives DW a whistle and deputizes her as a junior safety officer. A hollow gesture with a meaningless title that gives DW all the ammo she needs to launch a tirade of tattling on the unsuspecting populace. DW uses her whistle to stop a kid from getting hit by a car, which is nice, but what dumbass kid just runs into the middle of the road?
Matthew!
Touché, DW. Touché. The woman thanks DW for saving her son's life, unintentionally stroking DW's ego to full mast. Arthur and the Brain are building a derby car for the upcoming rally race when DW blows her whistle directly in their face. She says the car is unsafe to drive, despite the fact that it's obviously not finished. Mrs. Reed blindly agrees with DW, forcing the boys to rebuild their car from scratch.
Better safe than sorry, that's what I always say.
You've never said that once in your life, and you know it. DW proceeds to snitch on everybody in town. Stitches be damned. She drives her family crazy with her non-stop whistleblowing and barges in on Arthur during a bath. What the fuck? Arthur and crew decide to stalk DW to catch her breaking her own rules, time that could be better spent building a dope-ass derby car for the race. DW is skipping down the street, waving her arms around like a dumbass. Arthur nearly catches DW off her guard before getting a chocolate surprise to the face. Arthur worries DW will ruin the race with her ungodly obsession with safety. The Reed parents tell Arthur he has to bring her, much to his dismay. DW says she only wants people to be safe. Her parents tell her to stop being a fucking tattletale. It's the day of the race, and DW is itching for a snitchin'. Arthur tells her to fuck off until the race is over. DW is stuck in the back of the crowd, unable to tattle to her full potential. She decides to climb a tree so she can continue to look down on everyone. As it turns out, DW is just as bad at climbing down trees as she is at keeping her mouth shut. The race comes to a screeching halt as the fire department rushes to get her down. The parents of the year show up just as the hoopla dies down. Arthur tries to lie to his parents to spare DW the embarrassment of what just happened, but she can't even avoid snitching on herself. DW tells her parents what happened, getting both her and Arthur in trouble.
You both know better.
And you know better than to let your daughter out in public without a leash. By the grace of God, DW seems to have learned her lesson, as she no longer uses her whistle to butt into other people's business. And we never find out who won the race, but it's likely Arthur's car fell apart right after the fade to black, because he wasted all his time trying to put DW in her place when he could have been building the best derby car the world will never see.
Let's review.
DW used a safety lecture as an excuse to snitch on her friends and family. She drove everyone crazy with her non-stop screaming and whistleblowing. She invaded everyone's privacy and threatened to ruin the race for Arthur. When Arthur tried to get rid of her, she put snitching above her own safety, creating a public emergency and delaying the race. And even when Arthur tried to keep DW from getting in trouble with their parents, she couldn't resist the urge to snitch one last time before throwing in the towel. F you, DW.
This episode is brought to you by Friends of Fiction. Friends of Fiction is a student-developed and produced sitcom for intermediate and advanced television production at Missouri State University. The series follows a failing detective as he tries to avoid financial ruin by renting out rooms in his house to a cast of colorful individuals. You can follow the series' development by subscribing to Friends of Fiction on YouTube and donating to their crowdfunding campaign.
And now, back to Arthur! And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day.
Next time on FUDW.
Kate is a baby. Besides, we like her better than you.